Doesn't seem like there's an animation for that. Oof. Okay, let's get back at it. Okay, where were we? I would like to show some more wars for some gameplay. I'm not sure if we're going to get much space combat, so if we do some planetary combat, it might be fun. We've got so many orgs we're losing money, so I'm not going to do a hostile takeover at the moment. There are a lot of space stations in orbit. They've been building stations like crazy. I think we can just focus on doing some advisory missions for a while, for those who can. And those who can't, you can go do an investigate enemy counselor thing.
Surveilling target.
The more we know
Ready
about
for
enemy
orders.
counselors, the more chance we get at maybe turning one to our side or something like that. There's no countries we can do any mergers with yet. We can increase unrest in maybe Canada. That seems a mean thing to do. I would like to capture Canada, though it's not a very high success chance. Okay, we've completed the settlement core project, which allows us to build even larger facilities and tier 2 modules on our bases. That means we can also get the settlement mining project soon, which gives even more mining output. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So let's see. Orbital core, so we can do bigger space stations. Let's do it. So in fact,
We're winning their hearts and minds.
let me just pause. We can go to our space stations now. No, not our space stations, our planetary bases, and we can perhaps look at upgrading them to settlement cores. Building in space takes volatiles and metals 40 days. However, it will increase our support costs, which means it may be more expensive to do things. Maybe we start doing these on our Mars bases because we get more resources from there. So that will be finished in a couple months. It's December 2026, Christmas Day. How time has flown. We've already got bases on Mars. Wonderful. What a wonderful future we live in. Except for the aliens and the wars and, you know, global takeovers and stuff. But what a wonderful world. Global research complete. Scientists around the world have gained a full understanding of principles of space warfare. Humanity first contributed the most and has selected arrival law as the next generation. Diplomacy has its place, but if you don't go into every situation prepared for the absolute worst case scenario, you might as well turn up wearing nothing but a smile. The wild expanse of space invites humanity to stake its claim, but who can say what resistance we might face in the years and decades ahead, whether from threats as yet unknown or from each other. It is territory that will at times require defense, as will any pioneers we send forth into it. In time, we will doubtless develop new types of weapons, specifically designed for space combat and without dependence upon cumbersome, finite and volatile ammunition stores. In the short term, however, the most practical approach, for which we have now detailed and proven schematics, is to modify our existing weapons for effective use in space, rather than on land or sea. There is much to consider, both practically, the effects of low and microgravity on velocity and targeting, safety of usage, armoring, and bureaucratically. You must establish not only the most potent methods of space warfare, but also the rules of space warfare. The portioning of borders, the rights surrounding unmanned objects such as satellites, the usage of non-kinetic attacks, damage to the environment of space, and that destruction of a ship or station might cost dozens, even hundreds of humans' lives. And so the doctrine now brought before us concerns not only how to effectively fight in space, but also the complex conditions of do so. A little bit of weird language there. Anyway, so new techs will come and new ship types available to us soon. We're now in January
Person of interest
2027.
surveilled.
One of our counselors has made an unauthorized appearance on television, making unflattering comments about our faction. Have the broadcast shut down now, massive loss in public opinion and information exposed, or take them into custody for 4 mission phases. Screw you, buddy.
Prepping for next mission.
And you can go kill some aliens in Belize. Okay, we can get the settlement mining complex now. I might actually switch out this Europe Ascendant thing for that, because getting more mining sooner is going to be way more powerful. A hurricane in San Juan. Let's divert some resources, and it gives us an opinion boost in the United States. So let's spend some cash and try a purge, because this now is available. We don't have anyone who can do a crackdown available at the moment.
Removing our enemies.
So let's just try.
Where to?
There's a chance. Settlement core completed already. Excellent. So now, look at this. Look at all this space for activities we've got over here. So we can add additional things. I might want to add an additional fission pile over here, because I think we'll need more power for the next thing. We can perhaps even add a space dock on Mars. The other things are not primarily important at the moment. Bonuses to research and stuff, we're doing fine for research. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another fission pile in this one, and I'm going to add a space dock. I remember I said I wanted to add a space dock to Olympus Mons because we're high altitude, and I think that's just cool. So we can try build spaceships on Mars. Series, and this one, we can actually upgrade this meanwhile too. That's going to take a while. Our resources are actually quite considerable at the moment. Maybe we do look into building a ship now. Let's also upgrade these, because at this point I think we're going to get our research soon. You do get upgraded versions of these power generators, but I think for now it's fine to just put in the cheap ones. Let's look at designing a ship class. Yeah, we don't have many good parts for our ships at the moment though. We do have the pulsar drive, which was a pulsed solid core fission drive. It's a lot more powerful and more efficient than the Nova drive. We can actually get a pretty decent ship here, but we need a lot of water, and we don't have that much water. If we reduce the amount of propellant over here, that will reduce to something that we can perhaps build. Reduces its combat ability a lot, but that would be something that we could build right now, and I think maybe that is a great idea. It's got a decent amount of armor. Its combat power is a massive 77. It's got a crew of 19, almost 5,000 tons. Cruise acceleration of 12 milli-Gs, so that's 0.01 Gs. Combat acceleration of about 0.3 Gs. It's got 13 kilometers per second of delta V. Just enough to get to other planets, but really not going to be that effective. It'll take 90 days to produce. I'm going to save this. We can give this a name. This is going to be... Does anyone else like the Expanse? Beholden class escort interdictor. So we can also build that previous one that we designed, but let's build this one. Add to queue. Yes, we can actually currently build this. Excellent. Excellent. It's to space. 90 days. You see our resources have dropped because it's used it all. In my previous campaigns, I struggled to build ships just because I didn't have enough resources to build it and didn't have enough boost. So really, you just need to make sure that you get enough minerals to build your stuff.
Our enemies are still in control.
We can try to detain someone, but it's not going to be very successful. Can perhaps try to approach in Canada. There's a point we can try for 20%.
Terminating the opposition.
Orbital core project completed. We can now found orbitals. And we see you get these projects for larger power things. Excellent, excellent, excellent! Let's get some better tech for our ships. We can start upgrading our space stations.
Our associates were unable to take control.
We do have enough resources, so I'm going to actually upgrade all of them. Oops, wrong one. Because then we can build more stuff. More space in space. Great commentary. Another alien fleet has come to Earth. Bastards. Exodus class destroyer. We have no hope of defeating these things. Remember our ship that we just designed had a combat power of 77? Theirs is 8,000. So, pretty sure we would just get blown up instantaneously, but, yay. I have an idea though, I might try something. Yeah, module complete at Olympus Mons. That was our space dock, so we can actually start building things on Mars. Maybe not the worst idea. We have the resources. No, we probably don't have them anymore. Go to ship construction. We can look at building one here. Yeah, we don't have enough resources at the moment. We don't have enough water. I mean, we can wait and see what happens. It will change as we get more resources, because we do have a good income now, so we can actually bank it. And we can actually look at using their XP now, because a few of them have got quite a bit. We've got Harper Analytics and Logistics, Persuasion and Admin. No costs, so yeah, you take that. And that gives you an income. And you are short on money, so let's give you that. We can give you Prosperous to give you more money. That might help with our deficits. And we can give you the Survivor trait, so you can survive things that people throw at you. We can give you Investigation, or we can give you some more admin to get more orgs, though you can get Investigation. We use you a lot for these things. I just want to give them more admin just so we can use more of these orgs. Ares Extraction gives a 12% bonus to space mining. That's good. And that gives you admin as well. Look at this, we've got two things with space mining bonuses. 19% bonus to space mining. Oh geez, I just noticed we're short on mission control. That's not good. So we're using 32 out of 29 mission control. It says here, mission control resource accounts for all the staff and technical apparatus required to support our operations in space. Insufficient mission control makes it much easier for other factions to seize our space assets and makes accidents more likely. We may not build or acquire new halves or ships if we do not have any mission control available. I was not paying attention to that stat, so when we upgraded our bases, they use more mission control because they're larger. That's problematic. We did have one thing that gave us mission control. I can't remember which one. We can give that to one of our people if we can. I think, was it Perun? Yeah. If we give you some admin and then some admin, we can give you that. So now we're up to 30 out of 32. Yeah, let's just keep giving admin to people because why not? Okay, so what we can do is we can just go to each of our countries and do a massive direct investment into mission control. You can see that each one of these things has got a point count. So we're at 5.2 out of 25. every time we do a direct investment, we get, how much does it actually increase it by? Let's just do it by 1 and see. Okay, it does 1 point direct investment. So we can go into this and spend a fair amount of money and get closer to adding another mission control there. We can go to here and we can get it, and this should actually push us over 1. So there we go, we get another one there. Let's look at United States. We may be close over here. Not very, but we can give it a little bit of investment, and that's all our cash. It's very expensive to invest in the US. So maybe instead of that, let's look at pumping it in here to the EU. Closer. Things are a little bit easier in this just because I wanted to show more in the demo. When I play an actual campaign in the main game, whenever that comes out, I'll probably play in some harder, slower paced, more methodical gameplays, but it's fun for now to do this.
Lending my expertise.
Just to see what the game has to offer. Let's actually look at our tech. I might actually put more investment in our own techs so we can get more of them down, because our list is getting quite long. How are our ships looking? We should be pretty close on this one. 32 days remaining. And what we'll see now is this: once this boost is used, all our resources got drained there. Vietnam, under control of humanity first, has declared war on Laos. Declared war. Bastards. Okay, more war. Yay, fun. Though, as I said, I do perhaps intend to do some warring of our own, just to show perhaps some nukage, because we have got this big button over here, which does seem rather tempting, doesn't it? But basically, you'll see countries that have a nuclear arsenal can authorize a nuclear strike. So I might want to show that off.
Score 1 for the good guys.
Though it is committing massive atrocities, and yeah. Got the patrol vessels project, so now we get better cannons. We got more ship types we can do: ship hulls, frigates, monitors, and destroyers. We need global tech to get some more weapons that we can put on our ships, because we don't have a big option at the moment. Project complete. The settlement mining complex, a large mine, refinery, and electromagnetic catapult capable of sending process materials to our other habs. It says here, construction cost and power consumption scale with escape velocity and distance from home space body. Larger planets will be more expensive. Interesting. I don't know how much that affects things, but that's interesting. We can get patrol vessels for better ship types. I would like to get the Euro percentage so we can merge up some of the things, but I would like to show off more of the stuff. So let's get more ship models. Violent revolution in Brazil. So that's a little bit of a shake-up over there. So the servants have taken it. So let's go look at our bases that we can now upgrade to settlement mining complexes. Hopefully we've got enough stuff to do it. We don't have enough power. We're going to need to build another solar collector there. I like that it says things that are on the planet or under construction, not enough power. It's a nice thing. So like we say this, our current and under construction power modules will not generate enough. We still want to build it because we can just add in a solar collector here. And then we go to Mars and we can upgrade you and build another fission pile here. Upgrade you and build another fission pile. I'm going to actually build a second one because this one has the space dock here. So So that should get us a lot more income. We are currently negative because we upgraded these to settlement complexes, so they're using more stuff at the moment. And all our mines are now, well, most of our mines are now upgrading, so it'll take a little bit of a while,
Target's
but
got away.
we'll get there. Let's look at our ships.
The LZ is secure.
8 days away from getting our first spaceship. We can get the advanced pulsar drive. Hab module complete, the orbital core. So now you can see we've got a much larger looking space station core here. Looks kind of cool. Plenty of space in there to do stuff. Feel like you can almost start spinning that already and get some nice artificial gravity if you just have that core. 6 days remaining. Project complete, saltwater batteries. Little bit of more stuff for our ships. Let's continue with that Europe Ascendant thing. I think our spaceship just got finished. First human warship launched. We may now defend our interests against those who would oppose us in the high ground of space. Excellent. Excellent. Ship launched. The Holden-class escort Holden at low Earth Orbit 1 has been completed. The ship in the fleet Romeo 1 is now docked at the Kincaid station and awaiting orders. Take me there. There are some weird camera controls when you've got a ship selected. It doesn't focus on the ship. You'll see that the ship is... There it is. If we can just maneuver our camera a little bit. There we go. There's our shippy ship. And look at that. We've got RCS thrusters being simulated there. Let's go to real time. So with a ship we can do transfers, so we can make them go to another orbit, station or fleet. We can tell them to destroy the hab they docked at, counts as an atrocity. We can get them to land at the surface, undock, join another fleet, or scuttle the ship, which we definitely don't want to do because I love that they simulate some RCS thrusters and stuff. So what we can actually do is we can look at the ship thing here. We can see all fleets. Let's see if there are any enemy ships currently in Earth orbit. There's Victor 18 that is there. Damn, they've got a lot of ships, don't they? So there's this one. It's got 8,000 combat strength. Actually, Romeo 1, for some reason, it's got 1,000. I thought it only had 77. That feels a lot more competitive, doesn't it? You know what? Screw it. These buggers of aliens, let's test our combat capabilities. Let's transfer to Victor 18. We get a flight profile, so we can choose how much delta V to expend. We can go for a high thrust maneuver. It'll get us there in 4 hours. It'll use 0.67 kilometers per second of delta V, or we can go to 0.047 kilometers per second, and it'll take 2 days to get there. An acceleration at 0.013 Gs. Let's go for, we'll get there in 12 hours. Screw it, let's take the fight to the enemy, guys. Cancelling thrust, I guess. I would like some improvements to the cameras so you can really get to nice, precise little cinematic positions. It can be really tricky to position. And then you can see over here when we've got our ship selected, you can see that it's showing Earth in a little green triangle and the destination orbit, and you can sort of see how far you're along. And we've lost you. There you are. Hey, that's actually not the worst camera angle ever. And the game simulates like how big the ship is, how fast you'll be able to turn and stuff in combat, which is cool. Not the most efficient transfer orbit over here. We've orbited the Earth several times for this. Oh, wait, there we go. Combat imminent. Holden versus the rushing Exodus. We've got 1.1k combat strength. They've got 8.3. They've got 600, almost 700 kilometers per second of delta V. So they can just make multiple circles around us. So we can engage them, attack the enemy fleet. We can accept if the enemy fleet attacks, we will fight, otherwise no combat will occur. Evade, we will try and run away. So if we do accept, let's see what happens. Do the aliens want to fight? Both fleets are willing to fight. Prepare for combat. There is an auto-resolve, but screw that. We're going into combat, guys. Finally. It's almost guaranteed that we are going to die here. But humanity must fight. Look at our radiators. They're actually glowing because we've been using our engines. That's a nice touch. Because they weren't glowing before, were they? Something that the game doesn't talk about, but I think they actually do it in the background. The size of your radiators and the temperature that they are is also affected by the temperature of your ship. So you can't just plonk any radiator on there. Like an extremely hot thing conducts heat in specific ways that you want to use a radiator of a specific type and size and heat. This looks kind of cool. Okay, so there's some keyboard shortcuts so we can turn off some of these things and we can actually start looking at our ship properly over here. We can just see them as a speck in the distance over there. Okay, so if we bring back our things, you'll see in combat mode, they do give you a little tutorial if you do it the first time. You see you've got these little symbols over here. These are like little waypoints. For our ship, we can sort of see what the enemy ship is going to do. Let's actually click on them and have a look at them. Can be a little bit weird with the cameras, as I said. I think that's something that they can work on. Okay, so here's our enemy ship. We can't really see any details about it because it just shows our own. But this thing is a lot scarier than ours. Almost looks like they've got a piece of asteroid or something stuck out the front there. Interesting. That certainly does look like a piece of rock with some tubes coming out of it. And there's some cool spiked radiators they've got there. Okay, so let's go back to our ship over here. So these waypoints are basically how you control where you're going to go. So we can grab that and we can sort of change the orientation. And then there's like various combinations of keys that you can do, change the vertical thing, because it's full 3D combat theater over here. I think if we hold down certain other key combinations, we can change. You can isolate these things. Let me just go back into the escape menu. We can go to the settings. We can look at the controls. Control Shift and Control Shift Alt and Shift. Control Shift. It's not doing it. It's doing it on that one. I guess we didn't have enough delta V on that other. So each waypoint you can only expend a certain amount of thrust for that certain amount of time. But then you can go sort of change what orientation your ship will have at a point. So you can maybe like aim the front of your ship at a specific part of the enemy ship, or roll your ship so maybe a certain component that was damaged gets turned away. So, you know, the good old space combat stuff. I do find that it is a little bit slow in this, the combat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some sort of little jinxing little maneuvers over here so that maybe if they fire at us, we can do some sort of dodging. We get a bunch of different things. Since we're in a spacecraft with giant radiators extended, we can retract them. Heat will accumulate in the heat sinks, so that's why I've got the heat sinks, until the heat sinks are full of heat, in which time the radiators will automatically extend. You want to retract them because, like, that's a massive target. I'm going to keep them extended for a little while before we retract them because we are kind of hot at the moment. We want to just make sure we get enough time. We can select a primary target. Well, there's only one enemy target, so that's fine. We can select specific postures for our ship, so we can go for an attack posture. Offensive weaponry will favor the target in range, otherwise they'll attack the nearest available thing. Guardian capable weapons will not fire defensively, and you want to have your defensive weapons protecting you, like shooting down missiles coming at you and all that. So you can have balance posture, you can have a defensive posture, and a fortified posture where weapons are idled, but all defensive things will fire. As I said, we can retract our radiators, and then we've got ramming speed. Allows the ship to collide with enemy ships, doing great damage to both. Given the sacrifice required, it costs 50 influence to activate for the rest of this battle. Requires setting a primary target for the ship to collide with. And then we can tell them to disengage and try and get 2,000 kilometers away. Or we can set it to AI control and let the AI fire the ship for us. And then we've got special maneuvers where we can do some interesting rolls and stuff, do an all stop, all sorts of cool stuff. This little padlock target where you're just going to face the nose of your ship at the enemy because you've got some nose weapons on some ships, not this one. So we have got an autocannon set to Guardian mode, and we have got a crate missile bay with 20 missiles set to attack. So let us head into combat. Okay, we can see they have adjusted their course. They're just going straight up. We're going to try and dodge anything that they fire at us. We're not sure what they're going to do. Our missiles, we can sort of hover over our weapons if we zoom out. I really wish there was like a zoom out to like a combat overview thing. But you zoom out, hover over your weapons, you can sort of see what range they have. If we zoom out even further, you can just see they're out of our circle of fire over there, and our Guardian weapons have a very small circle over there. So I might just speed this up. It also feels a little bit more cinematic when we go a little bit faster, because I do find it feels a little bit slow. So there is a bunch of keyboards, so we can go G to hide the grid and V to hide these waypoints, and then we can just get more cinematic screenshots and stuff. Look at those radiators glowing. Red freaking hot. That's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. That is realistic space combat for you. There's our enemy ship. So we can look at ourselves. We're going at 600 meters per second. I'm assuming that's like a relative velocity between the two of us. There's a little thing at the top here where you can say you can choose to end the battle. It'll go red if people want to end the battle. Currently, neither of us wants to end the battle, so we can't. And these ones at the top are the same as the settings for the individual ships, but for our fleets. So we can set a whole thing for the whole fleet. So with how hot these radiators are, I'm not sure I want to retract them right now. So it's sort of turn-based in that the waypoints and actions sort of happen in these defined periods, but then you can sort of change these actions all the time. Oh, they fired something at us. Let's just quickly pause, switch to them. They have fired 2 shots of something. Wow. Let's go back to ourselves. We might want to change our trajectories over here to dodge these a little bit. I'm not sure if they look at these things because we can see what they're doing. Maybe they can see what we're doing. I don't know. We actually don't want to have our rear facing them because that is the weakest part of us. We get our engines destroyed. We're buggered. Ooh, they fired a freaking laser beam at us. Let's retract our radiators because we just got damaged. Doesn't seem like there's an animation for that. Where is it? No, they are animating. They are shrinking and we're getting freaking destroyed. We are shooting at their missiles or whatever those are. Nice retracting little radiator animation there. Nice. You know what? Mr. Aliens, we might have to do this. If we can get that close to you. Oof. I don't think we can do much damage to you. Why are you not firing? Fire your missiles. Fire the missiles. Why are they not firing? Do we not have... we don't have enough battery. We don't have enough battery. That's why we ran out of battery. We can't fire anything. Okay, screw you. We're going after you. Ramming speed engaged. We're gonna get destroyed before that happens. Got freaking lasers, man! We should have engaged that earlier when we were close to them. Yeah, we're dead. Sorry, Holden ship and crew. Our technology is just not good enough. Well, we actually just dodged that missile thing over there. Yeah. Oof. Sorry, humanity. We lost a ship. I don't think we fired a shot at them. I didn't expect that to go very well. I don't know how the combat rating thing works. If we had 77, but then our fleet was 1,000, if we build like 5 ships like that, we could potentially actually win against 1 ship. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, how the combat rating thing counts, but you get a little intro to the space combat, and that's awesome. Space! Sorry, it makes me very excited. And heat systems, radiators, spot on. So our battery technology is obviously pretty shit, batteries and generators. But we did get better batteries. We'll improve those in time. But that was fun.
Mission complete.
I just wanted to see if there were any policies we can do in the US, but there's nothing at the moment. Anyone we can assassinate? Maybe. Detain might be easier. Seems to be easier to kill than capture. Jeez. Detain, because then we can
We'll
maybe
bring them in.
turn them with
Ready
one
for
of our
orders.
people. I'm not actually sure how that works. Wildfires in Los Angeles. Well, that's realistic. Well, California. We can help, so we should limit the damage. We don't want to destroy
I have new
infrastructure.
information.
Target in a secure location.
Hey, we have detained Xiaoming Kalahuri.
Cleaning things up.
I probably butchered that. Xiaoming. We just built our fission piles on Mars. Good stuff. Humanity First did a probe at Ursula. We can now get the fission reactor array project. So that's even more power. More power. Okay, so I want to see. We have this person captured. And we can steal the patrol vessels project from Humanity First. Which one of
What's
our
the op?
people can do the turn thing? Okay, we can't do the turn. We must know the target's actual loyalty attribute to attempt this mission. So, since we've got this person detained, can
Acknowledge.
we use the
Ready for my mission.
investigate counselor on them? 100% chance.
Eyes on target.
So I guess that's like doing an
Waiting.
interrogation, and then the next turn maybe we can do that on them. Can we steal a project from the person that we have detained? No, but we can
Tapping their knowledge.
do that.
Acknowledged.
I have new information.
We know their identity, but we don't know their loyalty, do we? Can I'll do the solar array project.
Data acquired.
Patrol vessels, yes, please. I think we were researching that, so that saves us some time. So now we get 8-inch and 12-inch cannons and some better, well, not better, but different sized ships, larger ships. Advanced pulsar drive, excellent efficiency for a solid core fission drive. Sounds good. We can look at the ratings over here to see the effective combined, effective comparison of these things. 9.4 and 3. So you see the Vasimir is a lot more exhaust velocity, not a lot of thrust, so it's just more efficient. So it's good for long distance sort of travel. Get ECM, which gives us 20% chance of evading known enemy missile systems. So I don't think it'll work against the aliens. Let's get that. So we can't do turn still. Got some aliens to attack.
Taking it to them.
If we get a critical success, we can get their actual loyalty, I think.
Initiating surveillance.
I think they might have got out.
Lending
Yeah.
my expertise.
They did get out of capture.
Person of interest surveilled.
Okay, we know the actual loyalty score is 5. That's pretty low, so maybe we can turn them now.
Mission cancelled.
But the supply depot project, I just got that because I was wondering if it maybe unlocks other techs afterwards. Also, it's pretty cheap. We can sort our things by cost here and get the cheapest things. Or we can go for the most expensive. There are things we can get for ground warfare and stuff, but we haven't been doing a lot of ground warfare, so I'm not too worried about those. Get the Xenology project. Okay, can
Ready to go.
we turn this person now? If we pop in all our influence, we get a 36% chance. Let's try.
Reeling them in.
Can maybe try and
Standing by
detain
for orders.
on them at the same time. Might make the
Eyes
other
on
mission
target.
easier.
What's the op?
I don't know.
We've hacked their research data.
So we can sabotage Nigerian Federation, Orbital Core, Settlement Core. I don't mind people unifying, that's fine. Orbital Core and Settlement Core will allow them to get more resources. So let's get rid of their Settlement Core tech.
We've got the package.
Okay, we've detained them. Can we turn them? We've got the Xenology Lab. I'm just going for the cheaper things now just so we get more things to play with.
We've gained an agent.
Haha! Okay, we've turned this agent. The Council will continue to work for the servants, but we have access to all of the factions' intel and control over whether the Council will succeed or fail on missions. We must take care not to arouse too much suspicion. Okay, so we can't tell them what to do, but we can say, if you've got this mission, you know,
We'll be
just
ready for new orders soon.
fail it. Fail missions when success chance is less than 50%. Interesting. Okay, so we can adjust that. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know how it worked. So basically, you just tell them to tell them to just sabotage their own stuff. Let's look at the global report over here. We've completed the settlement mining core on the moon, so we should start to get more stuff. And on Mars, I think they still need power though. Let's just pause for a second. The resistance is 22% global support, 12% still undecided. The servants are at 24%, so they're actually doing a little bit better. Earth population is now up to 8.3 billion. There are 366 people in orbit. Global sea level has risen by 25 centimeters, 1.2 degrees global temperature anomaly. You can see how much each of these things is affecting global warming. We have committed one atrocity. I don't remember what that was. I think that was maybe soldiers in... No, I don't actually remember. Humanity First has committed 7. Jeez. Fun. Let's just check the solar system. Okay, we can see this person has got a loyalty score of 19, so they're probably going to be very hard to turn. ECM projects. Cool. We can get the solar array so we can get more power in places. So we can try and turn that other person, but because they had a loyalty score of 19, it becomes basically impossible. Okay, so now I know how that works. We can continue to try and
You'll see what they're up to.
learn about some
Ready
of
to
the
go.
enemy counselors and stuff. Or we can just straight up assassinate them. This one's got a loyalty score of 5. That might be doable. How's our
People will
ship
come to
coming
our
along?
side.
Gonna be a while. I think because we're doing construction on Mars, so it's slowing things down. Ah, no. I think the game just crashed. Yeah. Well, that's a pity, but I think we've given you a good indication of what the game has to show, but I'm very excited for this game. It's going to be super fun when it comes out. I'm definitely going to be playing it, and I hope you enjoyed. Hard sci-fi games are too rare, and this one seems to be doing it well. A few things that are a little bit like the camera work and maybe a little bit more onboarding, because this was my third campaign now that I finally understand how some of the things work, and there's still some systems that I don't understand, which is good. It's deep, so I like that. Anyway, Terra Invicta coming out sometime later the year. That was the demo. Check you next time. Enjoy.